So again, welcome back to our channel. Today we are talking about something super important in security and identity management that we know is PIM and PAM nowadays. PIM means our privilege identity management, and the same PAM means privilege access management. Correct. So today we are going to discuss what is PIM, what is PAM, and how we can be able to manage or how we can be able to use the PIM and PAM technologies in our security and in our corporate network, so we can be able to secure both of with the help of both things in our tenant or in our security cultures that we have in the security environment that we are using. Correct. By end of this video you will know exactly what they are and how they differs, and when you want to use PIM and when you should use the PAM itself. So let's get started over there. So first we need to understand what is PIM. Okay. So PIM basically is what it stands for, like privilege identity management. PIM is stand for privilege identity management. So privilege identity management is all about managing, controlling, and monitoring privilege accounts, particularly in Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Entra ID. Correct. In Azure Active Directory, we have an identity governance section under which the PIM is being listed out, or we can say privilege identity management is being listed out. It is often used for just-in-time access, role access, admin permissions are granted with the help of PIM when needed, and we can be able to remove it afterwards, or we can be able to restrict it, like I need to give the permissions for 1 year, or you can say for 1 month or for a 1 week. Then we can go ahead and with the help of PIM we can restrict it, and it will be restricted for 1 week or 1 month or 1 year, whatever we needed. So this is the basically kind of temporary access we can provide with the help of PIM. Similarly, we will check for the PAM itself. What is PAM? So PAM is basically, just as we have discussed, that is privilege access management. The full form of PAM is privilege access management, which is focused on securing and managing privilege access to critical resources, whether or on-prem it could be, or it could be cloud, or it could be a hybrid setup. Correct. So basically, privilege access management is includes the password, session recordings, or the approval of the workflow. Like the password vaulting has been there, it will secure your password. The session will be monitored continuously, in every 5 minutes or in every 10 minutes a screenshot will be taken, or a continuously recording will be there that will be monitored for in the audit purposes also, and entire session recording will also be there. So these kind of activities we can be able to monitor with the help of privilege access management over there. Correct. After that, we have focused on securing, managing, and monitoring privilege access to critical resources, like the persons who are having a high privileges. For example, global administrator, enterprise administrator, application administrator. These are the high privilege roles, right? That will be monitored, and they need to be secured over there. So, like this kind of, we can be able to do the same with the help of PAM itself. While PIM is more specific towards the role management in the Azure, PAM covers the entire life cycle of the privilege access. So basically, the entire life cycle over the access is being controlled by the PAM itself, privilege access management. Okay. After that, we will just check that what is the major difference between the PIM and PAM. Just a quick discussion over there. So, like PIM is essentially a subset of PAM, you can say. Like in the PAM we are focusing entire privilege access, then basically PIM is being depend on the particular identity itself. You can see privilege identity management, so it is managing the access of the particular identity, but in the PAM we are maintaining entire access itself. It is not for an identity or a resources itself. It is focusing on Azure AD role-based access, like PIM has been focused on role-based access control, right? But PAM goes beyond, covering accounts, passwords, and sessions also. PIM can't be able to manage the sessions and password itself, right? But the PAM has the capability that it will be covered for the accounts, passwords, and sessions. With PIM, we can get just in time access role activation, right? For the time bound access we can be able to provide. But with PAM, we also get a password vaulting and live session monitoring, right? We can be able to vault the password, like it will be stored and the user doesn't have the information of the password itself, correct? They just have the like for example, you can take that I have a virtual machine on the Azure side. So in the Azure I have downloaded the RDP file and I will just click through, I will just go through from the CyberArk or for example any of the PAM tool that we are using. So in that admin section we have the virtual machines listed. We need to just download the RDP file over there. So that RDP file will automatically contain the user ID and password. We does not need to enter the, or the user does not need to enter the user ID and password again and again. So that is the benefit features of PAM. We does not need to provide the credential to the user. It has been already stored in the PAM RDP file that has been there. Correct. So and the best thing is the live session monitoring. Whatever the user is doing, like the privileged accounts global administrator or the domain administrator, enterprise administrator that are there in the server side, we can able to monitor those sessions that they have taken and what they are doing for an auditing purpose also. Or if an incident happens, we can be able to go back and check those sessions itself, what is being done by the particular user. So finally, PIM is mostly cloud native, while PAM works across on-premises, hybrid, and cloud environment, all the setup itself. So there is a small difference between PIM and PAM. Now we will move forward and we will check the same PIM, how to assign the PIM roles into Azure resources, into groups from the portal itself. This is a portal as we have seen in the previous videos. Now we will go to our Entra ID. Under Entra ID, we will find the PIM. So the PIM is not specified in the outer surface or outer services. We need to go inside our identity governance. So this will be the structure which you will find in your Entra ID. You need to expand the manage. Under manage, you will be able to find the identity governance option that you need to open. Under identity governance option, you can be able to find the privilege identity management, which is also known as PIM, right? So you need to expand that. We have three options over there. One is Microsoft Entra roles, which is basically the Entra roles which has been there, like global administrator, privilege identity administrator, user administrator, group administrator, and many more. We have groups over there. Groups means like you need to onboard the group over here, and with the help of PIM you need to make an owner or a member of that particular group. Okay, so that particular user could not be directly be a member of those group. This can be done for the role assignment groups also. Okay, like for example, if you need to assign a role with the help of group, then we will select a group option and it will be included in the PIM itself. So the particular role which is being assigned on that particular group, that will be a PIM group, PIM role assignable group. Okay, after that we have Azure resources. Azure resources means, like for example, virtual machine has been there, a database has been there, or any role of the uh, our backside, right? Role-based access control that we have: owner, contributor, reader, we have virtual machine contributor, virtual machine reader, database contributor, database reader, kind of roles that we have in our uh, subscription side, right? So these three options we have. We will go one by one and we will check it out. Okay, so this is the basic, or we can say overview of the Microsoft Entra roles. Here you will be able to find assign. If you want to assign any role, for this you need privilege roles, like identity privilege identity administrator is the role, or you can say role assignable. All the roles that you have, global administrator is the top role that you can be able to use it. Okay, so here you can be able to assign a role itself. Second, you have activate your role, means all the roles which you have under the PIM you can be able to activate over here. Third is approve, like for example in role assignable group or in a role assignable role, the PIM role which I have been assigned to you, and I have integrated a approval over there. Like if you will activate your global administrator, then the approval be it could be your TL, it could be your manager, it could be any of the person who has been there will first approve it. Once they will approve it, then only you will be able to grant the access of that particular role. So like that we can assign the approval request. If you have any approval request, you can go, you can click this and it will open for your approve itself. At the last we have audit. Like if you want to see a whole history who has access the role with the help of him, you can click on view history and you can check one by one. We will check everything. Like if you need to assign a role, so here is the roles that you have. In this roles, this is the description what they will do, and these are the active assignment and eligible assignment. Like AI administrator, one is the eligible, application administrator, one is the eligible. So these are the count of the users which have these roles itself. Okay, if you want to assign, click on add assignment. Here you need to select the role. For example, I will say AI administrator. Okay, here we have scope type. So this could be done in the scoping of the group also, administrative unit also, and directory also, based on your management that you have been done. Okay, here you need to select the members. Like I will select one of the user that I have, and I will select it. So this user will have AI administrator role, which is a directory based scope. Scope means the area under which you will work. Okay, so entire directory it will work. Then we'll click on next. Here we have a assignment setting itself, like it should be eligible or it should be active. If you click on active, this will not be expire and you need to provide justification why you are giving in directly a active role. Okay, so always give an eligible role. For example, if you are giving a role access for 10 days, so remove this permanently eligible and select the date between the 10 itself. Like this is already by default selected for 1 year. If you want to give it for 10 days, just select the date from here. So you can be able to give it for 10 days itself. Or if we are giving for a permanently eligible, that means this role will never be expired. Okay, and we will click on assign. So this particular member on which we have given the role of AI administrator will be assigned as a permanent role. You can see the title is this member. This user is the member for me, and we have successfully assigned an AI administrator role in the directory. This is the tenant name, tenant ID, resource, and all the other things that we have. Okay, so this is the way you can be able to assign a role. You can go to assignments. Here we can be able to see this role assignment who is having which roles through the PIM itself. Like this we have assigned right now AI administrator, then we have application administrator, this is my user which is having simulation attack administrator, identity governance administrator is being owned by some person, security administrator, then the test user is having. So this is my custom role that has been assigned through PIM. So like these you can be able to see active assignment. You can go here and select for active assignment also and see how many active assignments you have and who is owning those active assignments. Okay, so like that you can be able to see. Here you have the alert option. What are the alert you want? If you want to scan if any alert is been there that you need to create, so you can go ahead to the settings and do the same. It has been classified in the potential error. Too many global administrator have been there, then you can be able to find it there. You need to just click on this alert and you can be able to see role guest inviter, what are the roles has been there, that has been there, how we can be able to fix it, how we can be able to prevent it. So these are the predefined securities you can say, or alerts which has been given. You can just activate or deactivate the same. Like I have done the deactivation, it has been done, right? So these are the alerts that you can be able to, like I can just I need to select the date and I need to save it, then I can be able to enable it. I will save it. It has been saved. Now again I can be able to find it here itself. See, so like that you can be able to set up an alert. We have access reviews. You need to search the, you need to create for a first access reviews, and you need to check for the reviews which PIM roles has been activated by which users and how they are proceeding with that particular user, and who approved it, and kind of things that we have in the PIM itself. So these all the ways you can be able to find it. Discovery and Insights is in preview mode. Microsoft is just upgrading it, but here also you can be able to find the vulnerabilities, you can say. Like I have having a 11 global administrator, which is not a good thing from the Microsoft end. It has been told that you need to keep fewer than 5 global administrator. We should be in active state, but I am having an 11. This is my temporary, this is not my official, or you can say corporate environment, so it has been fine. Nothing has been running in this portal itself or in this tenant itself. Okay, 4 accounts assigned to high privileged roles. This I need to check, and we need to fix it. 3 service principals will with privileged role assignment mean three applications that I have is having a privileged role assignment. So these we need to verify, and we need to, if you want it, then you can go ahead. If you want to decrease some of the count, then you can set it up accordingly. Here we have settings for the roles itself, like global administrator has been there. What you need to be manage the settings of the global administrator, how much time it should be activated, what is the duration of the role. You can be able to edit it. By default it is 8. If you want to increase it for 24 hours, till 24 hours, you can be able to enable it. So it could be like your end, like dual administrator high privilege role, we will decrease it for only 1 hour, it will be activate again. If you want to use it, the global administrator, the particular user need to reactivate it. On activation, what will be required means when you are activating the role, what is the things that you need to require. If you says none, then nothing will be required. If you says as your MFA will be required, then you need to verify the MFA when you are satisfying the same. If you says Microsoft Conditional Access Authentication contact should be verified, then it should be verified with the particular conditional access which has been applied on that particular activation, right, or a particular role itself. So these are the 3 securities, or we can say 2 securities that we can apply on the same. Like is a high privileged role, so we should not give a maximum time itself to be enabled. Okay, then after required justification, this will be always enabled. Like when we are, you have seen when we are giving in the activity state, like we have assigned it permanently active, then it's asking for a justification for us also, why you are assigning this role as a permanently active one, right? So kind of this will be always enabled from the Microsoft by default, why you are assigning it on a permanently active basis. So whenever user is going to activate a PIM role, then he need to provide the justification, same it is. We can go ahead like incorporate any of the person is asking for any of the role or any of the activation, then we will ask him for a ticket information also. For example, in my corporate environment, I am creating a user or I am updating a user, so we will have a ticket number, right? It could be any ServiceNow ticket, it could be a Jira ticket, whatever ticket we have. So it should be required. So once they will put the ticket number over there, then only they will be proceed for the activation itself. If they will not give the ticket number, the role will not be proceed for the activation, right? So this is a proper way, like this will help us in auditing purpose. When we are doing audits, we can just have a ticket number over there, and we can go ahead and check, okay, for this ticket this role has been active, right? Here, as I told, we can add a approver. So required approver to activate, I can go ahead, I can select a user. For example, I have select myself as a user who will be activate this. Like any person who is activating the global administrator role should be required this person to give the approval. If I am giving the approval, then this particular role will be activated. Otherwise, it will not be activated if I reject it. Okay, I will say next. It will be assignment. One, allow permanent eligible assignment. If I disable it, permanent eligible assignment will not be there. It will always be eligible one. And how, after how much time eligible will be expired? After 1 year. Means for 1 year only the role will be there in the eligible state. After 1 year it will be expired over there. Okay, allow permanent active assignment. If I has untick this, then it will be expired for after 6 months. Like I have assigned it for permanently eligible, then this is for the eligible and this is for the permanent one. Sorry. Okay. Required Azure multi-factor authentication active assignment. Like if we have activate the assignment, it will require a MFA, like we have discussed previously, right? We have not ticked there, it's right, it's untick here. Microsoft justification needed on active assignment, it will already be checked. Okay, sorry. Here is the notification, like if the role assignment alert has been there, who will receive that? It's admin. You can remove it, you can give a alias. Like for example, we have some specific email IDs which has been there that we can be able to provide and we can be able to check with that. Okay, these are the roles or IDs that we have that you need to give, or you can give a email ID also over there, and that can be able to manage with that, right? Notification to assign of the user. So here you can able to manage all the notification kind of things that you have, and how the notification works, to whom the notification should be sent. It should be critical email, like if the global administrator is there, yeah, it should be a critical email at the global administrator is the highest privileged role, and we should be able to notify, like the admin should be notified and it should be a critical email if this person has activated the role itself, right? So these are the settings of the notifications that you can do. Preview assignment. So and we can be click on update. So this like that you can be able to some specify the role itself and you can update those role. So for notification purpose or for auditing purpose you can be able to manage through that. After that we have activity. Under activity we have resource audit, like who has activated the role, which role is being activated, and what is the settings that has been activated. Like I have activated this, I have activated the alert, I have deactivated the alert, and these all things, right? What we have been updated, what we have been removed, you can be able to find it. The same is been my audit history, like I am only the user who is doing that changes, and also the same can be found over here itself. So this is the like of quick overview for the start itself. In the task I have my roles. These are my roles, which is eligible, which is nothing. These are my active roles, which is we are global administrator. This is the good thing. Okay, so like this is a global administrator. Group membership is group. Like this has been assigned to a group itself. It has been end time is permanent. That means it will not be end. Action has been there. Like it will be only deactivated. Like these are not a PIM role. These are the direct assignment. Okay. Apart from that, we have a custom roles which has specific permission. This is assigned through a administrative unit. You can see the scope is administrative unit. As I told you, at the scope when we are assigned a global administrator, there is a scope which is said directory, right? Direct one. So directory is there. Directory means entire Entra ID we have. If we have given administrative unit or a group, then it should be a scoped one. Okay, scope administrative is unit is the scope. That means under that particular administrative unit, the whatever users will be there, they only way that the though under those users, this user will be able to manage only those users which are having those particular AUs itself. Correct. So AU is a logical boundary, as we have discussed in my previous video. So under that logical boundary, whatever users, devices or group, whatever will be there, this person or this user who is having the role of global administrator or user administrator or group administrator will be able to manage those users only, which is there under that particular group itself or under that particular administrative unit itself. So we can just restrict those user. It cannot be manage entire directory. He can be able to manage only under that particular administrative unit. Understood? What is the membership? Like it's a direct assignment or a group based assignment. So these are the direct assignment and this is the group based assignment. What is the state? What is the end time, start time? This will be this you can be seen under if you have been assigned through a PIM. It has been no end time. That means it is having a permanent assignable, permanent active assignment over there, right? So this is a type of scenario you can see. If it is any expired assignment, then you can go ahead and search it here. So you can be able to find the expired assignment here. Pending request is a thing, like if you have if you are an approver for any of the role, then you can be able to find all the details of approvers here itself. You need to approve it. If you have any approved request, like which has been approved already, you can be able to see here. Request a renew or extend role assignment. Like if you want to request it, you can go ahead and request for role activation. whatever things you have been activated or extended, you can be able to see here that you have been requested. Review access, whatever access has been given the Entra ID through PIM throughout your approval, you can be able to find the same here itself. So these are the PIM things through which you can be able to assign a PIM role, through which you can be go ahead and do a access review, and you will be able to search those PIM roles and could be able to do a settings over there with that PIM roles. You can manage your hours that we have checked. How can we can increase or decrease the hours on the PIM roles itself. These are some settings we have. Apart from that, we have a okay, we will again go to the same page. As if I go back, it will take a lot of time. So this we have understood for the intra roles. Apart from that, we have a groups. Like here, you need to discover a group for the activation. Like I will group testing for PIM. Okay, I will say it should be managed by the PIM. Once again, I will say if any group is being added to a PIM, it will not, it can't be removed from the PIM. Okay, so please be noticed that you can go ahead and check the Microsoft document also. If any group is being added in the PIM role or the PIM assignment, it cannot be removed. You need to delete it, and after 72 hours, once it has been completely deleted, then you can be able to recreate that group. Okay, so we have added this group under the PIM role itself. You need to add the roles. If it is being added, like member or owner is there, you can be able to give the assignment over there. Any assignments like role assignments, if we have, then you can be able to find it. Yeah, we are having a role assignment. You can see these are the active assignment that we have. Any eligible assignment, no eligible assignment. These are the active assignment that we have through this role itself. Okay, so like that you can be able to add your group itself also here, and you can be able to check that you can be able to enable that PIM for this group also. At the last, we have Azure resources. I think I doesn't have subscription added in this, but we can see it. So here you can see you need to select for the management group. Whatever management group you have, adds the management is the first level of hierarchy for the for the Azure side, right? Then you need to select for the subscription, which subscription you want. Then you have resource group, and then you have resources. Like for example, management group you have selected, then you have selected subscription. Resource group will be, for example, testing VM or the virtual machine. Then you have resources, a list of virtual machines that you need to select, and then you can go ahead and click on activate role. So once you click on activate role, this virtual machine role will be activated for that particular subscription and resource for that particular limit of time itself. So this you can do from this Azure resources. Now we will check the use cases of PIM. Actually, we have already been gone through the video itself. We have done the lab, but it's the general use cases that we have. So granting admin roles only when needed means we can be just provide the hours as we have checked the duration. Like by default it will be 8 hours, but we can be able to manage like I have done for the global administrator. We have restricted it for 1 hour. After 1 hour it will be expired. So we can just check the same itself. Reducing permanent global administrator account that we have done itself. We can just reduce the hour of the global administrator account, so that will help us to inbuild or stronger security itself. Correct. After that, we have enforcing MFA for role activation. Like every time we have been checked, the MFA will be enforced whenever the user is activating the role. They should satisfy the MFA, then only it will be proceed for the activation itself. Apart from that, tracking role activation history for auditing. In the history that we have seen, we can be able to check the history over there, who has inbuilt, who has activated the role, which role has been activated by which users, and what is the time for that. So these are some use cases that we can go ahead and check for the PIM itself. PAM has also the use cases itself, like thinking password security and override. The PAM is used for storing and rotating the privileged password itself, and we can be able to, like we have discussed, we can be able to monitor also the sessions for usual activities, and it will provide a secure remote access for the tool itself, right? After that, we have the application and examples, like in the PIM, where we can be able to use the PIM privilege identity management that has been used in Microsoft Entra ID. Azure AD Privileged Identity Management. These are the two platforms where we can be able to use the PIM, or these are the application where PIM has been utilized. For the PAM tools, we have CyberArk has been there, a big application, or we can say the trusted application that nowadays has been in the place in our market. After that, we have BeyondTrust, which has been working from so long before CyberArk also. Theoretic is the same, and Manage Engine has also been there, which is working as a PAM tool itself. And PAM 360 has been there for the security itself. So just an example, like use PIM for Azure role assignment and PAM for non on-prem admin access. Like the PIM cannot be used in the on-prem side, so we can use the PAM for the on-prem admin access, password rotation, session control, and session monitoring itself. So these are some good example for the PAM itself, and the good services we can say for the PAM that we should utilize the PAM services, and that will be help us to just control our session itself. Correct. So these are all things in today's session. If you like the video helpful, you can just like, share, and subscribe us. And if any comments or anything has been there that should not been covered, or you want us to more deep go deeper in the session itself, how we can integrate PAM with our Azure and AWS, please let me know in the comment. I will just go through it and will provide you the video for that. Okay, so till the time, take care, bye bye, stay secure, we will meet soon. Thank you very much.